Okay. All right. Okay. So previously we already do some of the samasa. Okay. So the first thing that when we do on that day is duanda. All right. So I just do a quick revision. So then you all to remember. So we already done this one. Okay. Duanda is something very easy. Cha and cha. It's something plus something. So like one thing you plus another thing. So it's like exactly English. And then the second one that we are still doing is on this Kammadharaya. This kind of like it's a kind of like adjective, Just take it as a description. All right. So today I think we have time. We also will do this one. This is take place as a like adverb. All these are called abayi bawa. So all these Pali name, you just have to remember more on Pali name because it's very difficult to remember the English name. Okay. So the first one we done is a Dwanda Kammadharaya, which I will continue today. And then we also do the Abayi Bawa. Okay, so these three. So on Dwanda, we already say it's a cha and cha. Okay, so all this is Dwanda. Like Samana cha, Brahmana cha, Samana Brahmana. Dewa cha, Manusa cha, Dewa Manusa. Dewa nam cha, Manusa nam cha, Dewa Manusa nam. Chandima cha, Suryo cha, Chandima Surya. So this is Dwanda. And then Dwanda, sometimes the example number 2 is you put in the neuter singular. So mukam cha nasika cha mukam nasikam. Chawi cha mansa cha lohitam cha. The skin fresh and black, so it will be combined in the neuter singular. So this is example number 2. Okay, but sometimes this is just a normal one. So example number 1, example number 2, right? So then we will skip the tapulisa because tapulisa is need some explanation here. So on that day we already start on the Kammadharaya, this one. Descriptive determinate compound is an adjective. So the first one that we look after already is a Visesana Pupa Pada Kammadharaya, where the first word is a adjective, right? So like Mahando Puriso, Mahanti Nadi, Mahantam Bawa, Aparo Puriso, Kana Sapo Niram. So the first one is adjective. So this is very easy to understand. So this why I call it Visesana Pupa. Pupa is a earlier or the first earlier word. So this one example of the Kammadharaya. Then the second one we already go through is the Visesana Parapada, where the second member determines the first. This means the second member is the adjective. So you got the Nara Seto, the earliest man or the best man. Seto actually should be the most outstanding man. And then Utama, then the Acharyo, teacher, Tero. Then you got another one where both, this means that both are adjective. So sitancha, unancha, kanjocha, kujocha, ando bahiro, katam, akatam. Okay, so you already learned all these are called adjective. Now, so we have another one. This is called another one, Kammadharaya. This is not so easy compared to earlier one. All right. So we just have to look at the example. Okay, so maybe you all can join me in reading. Okay, so please join me in reading.
Sampavana
Pupa Pada Kammadharaya,
Kammadharaya,
in which the first member indicates the origin of the second term or the relation in which the second term stands to the first. In this compound, such words as iti, namely, has, for, evam, plus, ko, sakato, called, named,
for the being
are generally understood
understood
in
in
order to
order
bring
to
out
bring
the
out
full
the full
meaning of
meaning
the
of the
compound.
compound.
For example, hetu
Pachayo,
pachayo, hetu hutwa pachayo.
pachayo, the
Middle term
being
being or
or
considered as the
considered
cause,
as the
the
cause,
term which
the
is the cause
term
or
which is the
condition.
cause or condition.
Anicca sanya.
Sana,
Anicca
anicca,
is sanya.
iti,
The
sanya.
idea,
Idea, namely impermanence.
hina
Hina
samato.
samato,
Hino
hino,
hutwa
hutwa,
samato. Poor
samato,
in being low,
and
unworthy.
low, unworthy.
Dhamma
Dhamma
buddhi.
buddhi,
Dhammo
dhammo,
iti
iti
buddhi.
buddhi.
Knowledge
Knowledge
arising from the
arising
law.
from the law.
Atta
Atha ditti,
Atta
because
iti
atha
ditti, the
iti,
false
ditti, the
doctrine of
false
self.
doctrine of self.
Okay. So after you finish reading, do you understand?
No.
No. It's like reading Greek, or reading Greek or reading Japanese or whatever. Okay. So we will do, okay. Sambhawana. Actually, I think if
No.
yeah, there's one. If the Pali actually didn't explain the meaning, but we know the Puba Bada. What is Puba? Earlier, right?
Earlier,
So it's
yes.
earlier, yeah, okay. So the earlier Pada and then Kammadharaya is adjective here. Okay. So we have to look at the example to understand what is Sambhawana. So we look at this. Here it has few things that it can do. Iti. For example, you can see iti here. And then the evam. You can see the evam. Is it here? Not here. Then the sankato. Hutwa. You can see the hutwa here. So this means that it's a compound word that, for example, hetu pachayo. You know this when you recite the patana, right? Hetu pachayo, aramana pachayo, adipatiyo, and something like that. All right. So hetu pachayo. So when you see this hetu pachayo, it's not clear. You need something to explain it. Okay. So hetu pachayo coming from hetu hutwa pachayo. So this means that you need a lot of terms, like you need for this sentence, any of this sambhawana, you need iti, evam, sankato, hutwa. You need to put something in between the in between here. So hetu pachayo, you must divide it and you must put the iti, evam, sankato, hutwa. All right. So you must put iti, evam, sankato, hutwa. Then you can bring out the full meaning of the compound. So hetu pachayo, hetu hutwa pachayo. So the term being or considered as the cause. So hetu is the cause, okay? Then hetu is the root, should be the root, yeah. Pachayo is the condition. No, I think the Pali is very confusing, yeah, the words, okay? Hetu is a root here, or you can see the cause here, okay? And then pachayo is the condition, okay? Hutwa means being. It's translated as a being here. Being here, or as a what considered. Okay. So if you read from here, it's a condition being the root, or the condition that is the condition. And the condition that is the root or cause. The English is actually, it's not easy to understand. So normally hetu pacha we just translate as the condition of cause, condition or root. This one may be difficult to answer. So let's go for something easy. All right. So anicca sanya. Anicca, you see here, anicca sanya, you break here. So you got anicca iti sanya. So you have to translate from the last one. So sanya is the idea. Idea. Iti is a namely. Okay, anicca is impermanence. So the idea of impermanence. Okay, so the idea of impermanence, the idea namely impermanence. So sanya is the idea or perception. So iti is a is a kind of like means that sanya, perception or idea that is impermanent. So that's why it's anicca sanya. Or sometimes we translate the way we just say the idea of impermanence also can. Okay. So maybe this example, you can look at another one. Okay. Hina, hino. You put in a nominative case. Then you put the hutwa. So already we mentioned you need to put something in between. So hutwa. And then the samato. So hina samato. So hino hutwa samato. Equal in being low. Alright. So hutwa is translated with the word being. Hino is low. Okay. So here very noisy. Okay. So samato. Samato is the equal. Okay. So equal in being low. So the whole meaning is unworthy. Okay. So this means every time you see this sambhawana, like hetu pachayo anicca sanya hito sama, you just have to break this word. You have to break it with put something in between. Tua iti and then this one. Okay. So this one dhamma buddhi. So when you break it, become dhammo iti buddhi. Buddhi is the knowledge. Okay, arising from the law. Law is a dhamma. Law is a dhamma here. Okay. So next one is a atta dikti. So atta iti dikti. Atta is a self. Okay. Dikti is a false doctrine or wrong view. So the wrong view of self. So generally, even we can translate in a way. So we can translate as a wrong view of self. Okay. Wrong view of self. So atta dikti. All right. So it's trying to what it say that you have two words here, the first one and second one. You need something to explain the relationship between the word number one, hetu, and pachayo. So for this kind of special word, we will say it's really very special. Okay, you need something to, as long as you can find like namely iti, hutu, evam, sankato, hutwa. So when you put like this, then the meaning become clear. So this is called sambhawana. Okay, so can follow or not? This one is not easy to understand. Even like me, sometimes they take more time to really understand this. So if you don't understand, it's okay. We can skip it. We can go for next one. Then we can come back again. All right. All right. So this one is easy to understand. So upama, upama, upama uttara pada Kammadharaya. Okay, we can read together so you don't feel bored. Okay, so please do together. Follow me.
Upama
o
Upamana pada
Upamanottara
Kammadharaya.
In this
In this
compound,
compound,
analogy is
analogy is
expressed between
between
two
the two
terms.
terms.
The word
word
via, like, is
Like
understood
is understood
between the
between
two
the two
members.
members.
For example,
Buddha,
Buddha dicho, adicho via
Dicho
Buddha,
via Buddha.
sunlight Buddha,
Buddha.
Muni siho,
Niso
siho via
Siho
Muni,
via Muni.
lion like sage,
Lion
lion
sage.
sage,
Lion sage.
Muni
Muni
pungawo, sage bu,
Sage bull.
Buddha
Buddha
nago,
Nago.
Buddha
Buddha
elephant,
elephant.
Sadamarama,
Sadamara
Sivya Satamo,
Siram
like good law, the
law.
light
the
of
light
good
of
law.
the
Good
good
law.
law.
Okay,
3
so
months.
okay, so this one is easy to understand. So basically, for this example, upama is analogy, right? Analogy to describe the Kammadharaya is the description here. So you need analogy, and you also need, like just now, you need to put something in between. And now we only use, for this example, we only use one thing, that's via. Via is like, okay? The meaning of via is like, for example. So Buddha, Buddha, like via adicho. So the Buddha is like the sun or sunlight Buddha. So this is a description of the Buddha, because when Buddha comes in the world that is covered by ignorance, by darkness, so Buddha is like the shine, and all the he makes a delusion in people went away. So the Buddha is like the sun. So for this example, only one thing you can use, okay? There's only one thing you can use, only this one, Viya. You cannot use like just now the iti, hutwa. Like earlier on you got the iti or hutwa, but this one you cannot use. You only can use Viya. So next, I think this is easy something. Muni. Muni is a sage. So sometimes Muni has many meanings. Sage means a wise person. Even like Buddha is called like Muni. Sage wise person. So sage Viya is light. Siho is elephant. So Siho is lion. So lion like Muni. So it shows that this person is very brave, uh, like the lion, or very predominant in the forest, just like a lion. Okay, next one, Muni. You also have another Muni, but now the Muni is compared with the Pungawo. It's a bull here. Bull is a cow, a male cow. Okay, Muni Pungawo. And now you can see Buddha also compared to another thing. Now the Buddha is compared with the elephant,
Elephant.
right? Yeah. So Nago. This word Nago has two meanings. One is called elephant. Another word Nago is what? The Naga, right? Naga is Naga. So the word Naga means elephant, but another meaning is dragon, right? So Buddha is compared as an elephant here. So this is example. And the next one is the Sadama. Sadama is a good Dhamma, or they compare as a good law here, all right, or good Dhamma. So the good Dhamma, Sadama, is compared with the light. All right. So Via is light. Via is light. And then Lamsi is light. Okay. So this example is very easy. So compared to earlier example, you just need one word Via. Because if you don't put the word Via here, you don't know the relationship between the Buddho and Adicho. Right. So now, like Buddho is Buddha. Adicho is sun. So you need something Via to explain that the Buddha is like a sun. So that's why, because you are using the word via, this is called upama. Upama nutara pada. Okay?
Excuse me, Saji.
Yeah.
Yeah, just want to ask the Muni Pungawa, it shows that sage bull. Is there any
Yeah.
difference if you put the other way around as a bull sage?
Bull sage.
Just like Buddha Nago, elephant
Then
Buddha.
you want to put, you have to write bull like sage. You know, like just now, lion like sage, bull like sage.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Because it seems like is the Muni Siho, lion sage. So the lion is put in front. So
Yeah, yeah,
Muni
yeah.
Pungawa, why don't you put bull sage?
Yeah. You can use a bull sage, but bull sage also, the meaning also, it also
Same
depends
lah.
on English. If you write bull sage, can people understand or not? Okay, if you put like sage bull, do people understand your English? Or I think maybe this bull like sage is more understand. Okay, Muni is actually means a wise person. So if you like a wise one, okay, bull like wise one, or you put in a more good English, uh, the wise person who is like a bull, you know, whole sentence maybe more understandable. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
All right. So this, I think this example is good because it follow the Pali exactly. Okay. Siho via Muni. Okay. Even if you are going to like good law, actually nobody will answer our English. So you can see like here, you can say the good Dhamma, or we translate the good Dhamma like. Okay. And then the Muni Siho. So the Buddha like the sun, the sage like the lion, then the sage like bull, then the
bull.
Buddha bull, then the Buddha like the elephant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it depends on how you write the English. As long as people understand your meaning, that's okay. Right?
Sagi, we have a monk. We have a
Huh?
monk who called Nyana Ramsi, no?
Yeah, Nyana Lamsi, yes. So Lamsi is so if his name is Nyana Lamsi, so that means that Nyana
Ramsi.
Lamsi. So what's the meaning here?
He's like
Knowledge.
knowledge.
Knowledge, knowledge
like
just
knowledge.
like the light, yeah, like knowledge. Okay. So this is the called upama. Upama is the example. So compared to previous one you only can use the hutwa. Previous one you need to iti, evam, sankato, hutwa. Right? Iti is namely, evam is a task, ko, sankato is ko, hutwa is being. So previous one you need to use this one, and compared to this example, okay, compared to this number 4 and number 5, 4 is more theory or more is very difficult to understand because all this idea is not easy to understand. But this upama, okay, upama analogy is easy to understand by people. Okay, so this is more, I would think this is more on philosophy idea. Okay, it's not easy to understand, like the false doctrine, false idea of self, the knowledge arising from law. Right? Okay, let's look for another one. Okay, there's something here, limak. Okay, we can read together. So the words aditya, sun, read together, please.
Siha,
Okay, siha,
Saha,
lion, Punggawa,
Punggawa,
Usaba,
Usaba,
Bu,
Naga,
Naga, Elephant are
are
frequently
used
in
as
the
in the
above
above
examples to denote
denote
superiority, greatness,
superiority,
excellence,
greatness, excellence,
so that
eminence, so
Buddha
that
Dicho
Buddha
may be
Dicho
translated
be
the
translated
eminent Buddha, the Muni
Muni
Siho, the great
Siho,
sage,
the great
Muni
sage,
Punggaro, the eminent
Muni
sage.
Punggawa, the eminent sage, etc.
Okay, so this means that this above example is used to denote the greatness, excellence. And the example we can see is more to do with the Buddha or the Dhamma. Okay, so you can translate in anywhere as long as people know that you are using as an example here, as an analogy. It's not to say the Buddha is like the light. The Buddha is a light, but Buddha is like a light. Okay, let's go back. Okay, this one also another example. I think this one compared to earlier one, it might be also not so difficult. Okay, we read together number 6. Avadarana Pubapada Kammadharaya, in which the
Which the
first
first
member
member
specifies a
specifies a
general
general
term.
term.
Native
Native
grammarians
grammarians
resolving
in
this
resolving this
insert the word
insert the word
eva,
just
given,
given, but
which
in
in
this
this example
example
cannot be
cannot be
translated into
translated into
English.
English.
Between the two terms of compound, the English
In English, these
compounds must be
compounds must be
translated as they were
translated as
in
if they were in the
genitive.
genitive direction.
All right. So for this example, because it's called awa, okay, you need to insert only one word, not iti, not hutwa, not via. It's only ewa here, which means just, even, but sometimes there's another meaning, only. Okay, only. So awa darela puba. Puba means that the earlier one, you can see the earlier one here, the puba, the earlier sentence. All right. Okay. So the first member is a general term. All right. So we look at the example here. Guna danam. Guno ewa dana. Okay, let's read together. Guna danam. Guno ewa danam. Wealth of virtues. Sila danam. Lam ewa danam. Treasure of morality of piety. Panya satam. Panya ewa the sword of wisdom. Panya pajoto. Panya ewa pajoto. The lamp of wisdom. Avijja mala, avijja
avijja
eva mala,
eva
and of
mala,
ignorance.
sin of ignorance. Anya.
Okay, all right. So now you can see the example. Guno, guna danam. So when you resolve, what's the meaning of resolving? Resolving means that you break it. All right, we call it the word analysis. So when you break it, it becomes guno. Guna danam become guno. You can see here they all put in nominative case, and you put the ewa in between. So guno da ewa danam. Now you when you see this, you notice that which one is what is the gender? This one is what gender and this one is what gender? Guno is which gender?
Masculine.
Masculine.
Masculine, okay. And danam? Danam is
Masculine. Yes.
no neuter.
Neuter.
Neuter, okay. So but when we come silam, silam, you see now it changed, all right? It's the same thing but change to silam. Silam is which gender?
Neuter.
Neuter, okay, neuter, okay. So you can see when you break down, you follow the gender, all right? So guno evam danam. So you just break it, follow the masculine. Here is masculine, so put the or ewa, you put the ewa in between and danam. So it's translated as wealth of virtues. So it's actually the meaning is only your guna, your virtues means your good qualities is the wealth. All right, only your good qualities is really your wealth. So we can translate another way. If we translate another one, maybe only we can translate only virtues is the wealth. Okay, is the wealth. So this the meaning is more easy to understand. Only your good qualities, your guno, your virtues are really the wealth. It's not the physical wealth, all right? Not the physical wealth. So this ewa have the meaning of like emphasis. It's not the physical wealth, but only your guno, your good qualities, your virtues are really the wealth. So we can use the word only or just or even. Can you follow? Okay.
It seems that this guno is used in the singular form, whereas
Yeah,
the
it's the same.
virtues is in plural, which is
Oh, here all singular. All singular. Yeah, all singular. Okay. So this means that only your this one is the real wealth. So or maybe you can just the word just or even, all right? The word ewa. But ewa always has the meaning kind of emphasis here. So only your good qualities is the real wealth. Okay, so we look at this one. Sila. Sila, morality, right? So morality ewa, sila danam. Sila ewa danam. Treasure of morality. So if you look at this sentence, what's the meaning of treasure of morality? Nobody understands it. So it means that your morality is your only treasure. Because what's the meaning of that? Because when we pass away, we cannot bring any treasure, physical treasure like gold, silver, we cannot bring to next life. But with the morality is create good merit. So this is a treasure that we can bring to next life. All right. So the morality is a real treasure. So we can translate in another way. Only the morality is the treasure. Okay. Okay. Another one is Panya Satam. What is Satam here?
Anya.
Satam is sword. All right.
Sword.
Sword. Okay. So Panya wisdom. Ewa. Ewa is a just or even. So sword. Only the wisdom is the sword. Right? Or maybe your wisdom is the real sword, or just the if you want to put the word just your wisdom is the sword. Or we just translate. I mean, if you just is also acceptable. Just translate as a genitive case here, right? Put the off here, the sword of wisdom. So what do we use our wisdom for? We use our wisdom to cut off the delusion. We use the wisdom to clear the path of meditating, so we can clear the rubbish, so we can meditate better. That's why the wisdom is like sword here. Next one is easy. Panya Pajoto. Pajoto is a lamb. So the lamb of wisdom, or the lamb or light of wisdom. So I think this is easy to understand. The wisdom is just a light. Why? Wisdom is just a lamp here. So why the wisdom is like lamp? So this means that by looking all these example, this means that when you see all these words, you need to consider their relationship. All right. So is they belong to this awa, ewa, or they belong to just now the via, or just now you have the hutwa or iti. Okay. So which word you need to put in between, right? So that's why it's sometimes when I do the Pali and it's not easy. If I put wrongly, my supervisor will scold me. So very stressful also. So here, so the lamp of wisdom, right? So there's a relationship between this one. Because you put the word ewa. Ewa is kind of like just or even or emphasize. Only the lamp, only the wisdom is the real lamp. Whenever avijja ewa malam, the stand of ignorance. So the ignorance is just is the real stain, not the other thing, the dirty things we can wash away. But the ignorance is not easy to wash away. Okay, I think this one is easy to follow, right? Okay.
Saji, the
Yeah.
Panya Ewa Satang, the Panya should be
Yeah.
long A. Panya Ewa Satang, because the other Panya is long A.
Yeah, should be long A also. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because they follow the panya, what is the
Feminine.
gender of the feminine. So it's a long A. Anyway, this book already written 100 years already. So now people who type it, they do their best to make it into proper text. Okay, now this example is even easy. All right, so today we actually, from the very difficult one, the Sambhawana. Sambhawana is a little bit difficult to understand. Sambhawana, then you got the Upama. Okay, after Upama is this Awadarana. Now we come back to Ku. Ku is easy. The meaning of Ku is something bad. All right. So you have the Ku Nipata. What's the meaning of Nipata? Do you know the meaning of Nipata?
Indeclinable.
Yes, okay. So it's something that you cannot decline. So you just put the word ku, which is the indeclinable. So you just put the ku here, all right? And pupapada, all right? So it's the earlier word. So easy. Okay, so we read together. Ku nipata pupapada Kammadharaya. First member of which is ku. Okay. Ku puto,
Ku
bad son.
San.
Okay. Ku dasa, bad slaves. Kadanam, right? Bad food. Ka puriso, bad man. Ka ario, badly noble. Not noble, ignoble, misery, stingy. Kalawanam, a little salt. Okay, so I think the few is easy to understand. So bad, okay, bad son. Ku, you put the word ku puto, you can divide as ku and puto, bad son. Okay, what's another meaning of puto? Puto has one meaning, son. Another meaning is, do you know the another meaning of puto?
Same family. Descendants.
Char, okay. Bad son or bad child.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay, ku dasa, bad slaves. This one easy to understand. Okay, so this one easy. But here you come to this bad food, it become KA. So this means that this school sometimes change it to KA. You can see the example here. KA, and you also got the example KA, and your example KA and KA. But here you put the D, right? So the D is inserted in between, all right? So you put the D inserted. This one also D. D is an insertion. So between the KU, you change it to KA, and you put the D in between, the insert one. So you got the bad food. Then the Ka, you for the Ka Puriso, bad man. Ka with the Ka and put the D here, Ario, so ignoble. But here another meaning become, it's not bad here, but it means the little. So the meaning is Kalawanam, little salt. So the meaning has changed a little bit here. So this one also not difficult to understand. Okay, next one is a na nipata pupapada. This one you see many times. I think every time you see in you have the anatta, right? So you own everybody know about the anatta. Okay, anatta coming from this word. Okay, na plus atta. So this na is this one. Na nipata, indeclarable. Pupapada. So the earlier word pupapada is a na indeclarable. So na. Okay, so we read together from. So read together. Okay, number 8. Na nipata pupapada kammadharaya.
Kammadharaya.
For example, anario
Oh,
na ario
Ario.
ignoble.
Aniti.
Aniti na
Na
iti,
iti.
free from
Calamity. Secure.
calamity, secure.
Anumi,
Umi na
Not
umi, not having wings,
having wings.
waveless.
Waveless.
Anati.
Anatama,
Kama.
Sorry.
Na.
Wait. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So okay. Right. So okay. Yeah. Anati kama na ati kama.
Kama.
Not
not
transgressing.
transgressing or
Trespassing.
Trespassing. Ana
Anatamo,
na atakamo. Not wishing for
wishing
welfare.
for the welfare of.
Okay. So this example is very similar. So you have the nut. Okay. So when nut sometimes change to ana. All right. So ario plus the nut, it become analio. All right. Okay. So you just remember nut become ana. Okay. So nut plus ario, analio. So na iti. All right. So in this example, you minus drop the a, it become the na iti. You drop the a and then the I is a lengthen. So with the long sound na aniti. So it's not drop the I. Here also same. Okay, all these example, all these na all change it to ana. All right. So this one become ana also. This one also ana. This one also become ana. Yeah, they all change it to ana. All right. So I think this is not difficult to understand. Okay. So this also another, you have already how many nipata? So you got the ku nipata, put the ku oka. Number 8, put the na nipata, put the na only. So number 9 is also another, yeah, most of the time it also look like something you cannot change one. Okay, so we read number 9. Okay, number 9. Padi pupa pada kammadharaya, in which the first member is pa or any prefix.
other prefix.
For example, pa wachanam, excellent word, Buddha's word. So native grammarian say
Native
pa
grammarians
will be the abbreviation of the word pakato, excellent. Pamukho, pamukho, having the face towards facing in front of chief. Vikapo, thought, inclination, option. Okay. Ati Deva, supreme Deva of God. Note that the Deva becomes Devo. So Abhidhammo, law, doctrine, transcending doctrine. Uddhammo, wrong or false doctrines. Vinayo, discipline for the monks, wrong discipline. Sugando, smell fragrance. Dukhatam, bad sinful act. All right. So here is also same thing. All these are prefix. So prefix means that here you most likely like the nipata just now indeclarable, so you don't change the much on the prefix. So how many prefix do we have? Do you still remember? How many prefix? In the
20.
Pali? 20,
20.
right? Okay, so yes, we had 20. So here we come across some of here. I think the easiest one you already see, abi damo. So abi is one meaning. Damo is law and doctrine. Okay, abi you can translate as higher. Sometimes we just translate the word higher doctrine, or here they translate transcendental or higher, or maybe other meaning. Okay, abi damo. Okay, so this means that here you will see many prefix. Pa, pa, we, ati, abi, ud, su, du, right? So 20 of the prefixes, some of them shown here. So padi, what's the meaning of padi? Padi means it start with the pa and etc. Adi means etc. So the prefixes from the pa and etc. are pupa, the earlier word of this are Kammadharaya. Okay. So pa here is translated as the word excellent. Okay, Vachana is a word. Okay, so the excellent word. So that means that the Buddha's word. So sometimes when they have this word pa as a beginning, the first word, now the native grammar means that they try to explain where's the pa coming from. So they take it like this pa coming from this pakato. This means that they try to explain this word, where is this word coming from. Okay, so you got pamoko. So totally the meaning of pamoko, front chief, right? So sometimes we have the pamoka. In Myanmar, we always say the pamoka means that the most important monk or the chief. So that this word is always used in Myanmar also, pamoka. Right? So wikapo means thought, option, right? Sometimes we call it alternative wikapo. So deva, you know the meaning. You would put the word ati deva, supreme deva or God. So abhidhamma, you know the meaning, all right? So here ud, it has the meaning of wrong. So wrong doctrine. Dhamma translates the doctrine here, right? So you got the vinaya, right? So when you put the ud plus the vinayo. So v here sometimes you combine become vv, all right? Then the vv change it to bb because vv and bb are quite similar sound. So there's a changes in Pali. So ud vinaya become become b sound, right? So we ud binayo. So you got the good smell. Su is always the meaning su always like good, right? Like sukha is good feeling. So su is a good feeling here. Du, the meaning of du is a bad one. So du katam, bad or wrongful or bad action. Right? I think this one is easy. Only for this page, this padi, na, ku, awa is not so difficult. Only this one you need to spend some effort to think about it. All right. And how do you know the Sambhawana? How do you know when are you going to put the... So for this, I just checked yesterday on the Tipitaka. How do we know when are we going to put iti or evam or sankato or hutwa? So when I do a search like this one, sometimes in the Tipitaka it show like this, it show like this. Then because of the word hutwa, then you know it's belong to this category. Okay. So only this part is a little bit difficult. I think the rest are easy. Okay, any questions so far? I'm going to move to the next one already. Okay, no question? We are going to move on. All right. So I think I give you the file. I really recommend you all print this book because this book is a very good. It's written by one of the Pali professor in Yangon College, more than 100 years. And then recently, I think 2006, some student they make it as a printed version. So it's very nice the way they can analyze it and categorize it. Right? So next one. So I try to, today maybe we can finish this page also. All right? Okay, we read together this sentence. Okay, nouns in apposition. Nouns in, let's read it together. Nouns in apposition are considered to be Kammadharaya
Kammadharaya
compounds.
compounds.
For example, Vinaya
Vinaya
Pitakam,
Pitakam,
the Vinaya
Vinaya
basket,
basket, a
a
part of Buddhist
scriptures.
scriptures.
Anga Jana
Anga
Padam,
Janapadang,
the
the
province
province
of
of
Bengal.
Bengal.
Magadharatam, the
The
kingdom of
kingdom of
Magadha.
Magadha.
Chitto
Chitto
Kahapati,
Kahapati,
Chitta,
Chitta, the householder.
Sappho
Sappho
Devaraja,
Devaraja,
Sakka,
Sakka, the Lord
the
of
Lord of
gods.
gods. Okay, so here this example is that I think the English this apposition is just means that a proper name. All right, the proper name is also like this Vinaya. It's actually made of two words, Vinaya and Pitaka. So, but you can combine together, right? So this proper name. Anga is a Bengal. So Janapadam is a province or district. So put together. Magadha is a Magadha. Ratam is a kingdom. Okay. So here is talking about proper name here. I think this one is not difficult to understand. Okay. All right. So we read the next one. Okay. Okay. So we read. Sometimes the last member of a Kammadharaya being feminine assumes the masculine form. For example, Diga Jango, Diga Janga, feminine long-legged.
long-legged.
All right. So it means that here, this book is good because it's very detailed. It just means that the feminine form here, when it combine, it become masculine. Okay, the changes of gender from feminine Diga Janga become Diga Jango. All right. Okay. I think now we finished this section on the Kammadharaya. Right. So just remember Kammadharaya is something about like adjective. We try to explain about adjective. Now, next one, now we still have time. We go for digu. Digu is a numeral compounds. This one actually you see many times when you do the Anguttara. For example, now we are study the what? The dukkha. Dukkha is also the digu. Okay. All right. So we read together. All right. Number 4, digu. Numeral compounds. There are two kinds of digu. Samahara digu, considered as collective, takes the form of a neuter singular in M. Mahara digu, when the digu does not express a whole, but the objects indicated by the last member are considered individually, the compound as a rule taking the form of the plural. So it's like earlier on, I think when we studied the chart and chart the Dwanda, right? So here the number 1 is just means that number 1 you consider a collective, so you only take the neuter singular. So we see the form here. This is the first form. It's always in neuter singular, right? So we look at the first one called the Samahara. Okay, so we read the continue. All right, so let's read. Okay, some words when last member of a digu change their final vowel to a, if it be other than a. All right. B. The stems only of the numerals are used as the first member. All right. So Samahara digu. All right. For example, Tilokam, the 3 words collectively. Tiratana, the 3 jewels collectively. Chatu Sakcham, 4 noble truths collectively. Sata Aham days, 7 days a week. Pancha Sikha Padam, the 5 precepts collectively. Dwe
Dwe
ratang.
ratang.
Dwe rati.
Plus rati.
Two nights.
2 nights. Limang
Okay. Pancha.
Pancha
Pancha
gawan.
gawam. Pancha gawo.
gawo. Lima.
Alright. So Tiwangulam.
Gulang.
Y. Alright. Anguli.
Only
3 fingers.
Nawasatang.
Nawasatang.
900.
900. Chatu
Satu
sahasam.
sahasam.
4,000. All right, so this is the first example. It tries to show that everything must be in the neuter and must be in singular. All right, regardless whether they are masculine or feminine or whether they are plural or whatever. So we look at the first example. All right, T lokam. So okay, actually, loka is a masculine. Here three, it can be a plural, but when you combine, it become T lokam. All right, you can see lokam. It become the neuter singular. So T is 3. Loka, lokam, 3 word. So this one not so difficult. So the second one is a T ratana, right? So you also combine, always become neuter singular. Chatu is 4. So Sachuk, Sacham, 4 noble truth, collectively as a one group. So Sata, aha is there, Sata aham. So it's a 1 week here. Pancha sila pada, all right? 5 precepts collectively. Pancha is 5, you all know already. Dwe. So dwe rati, all right? So dwe rati, as mentioned here, on above here. So it changed to final A. The A sound, the vowel A. So here so dwe ratam, the I become A here. Okay. Next one. Pancha gawam, pancha gawo. Also same, yeah. Ti angulam, okay. Anguli is finger, right? You put then you change the neuter singular, but you put a V sound to make the sound smooth. So ti anguli become ti wangulam. It become tu wangulam here. So nawa and satam is easy. Nawa is a 9, sata is 100, chatu is 4, so sahasam is 1,000. Okay, from here we compare with another example. So asamahara. Okay, so okay. So asamahara
digu.
Example.
Okay, di bawa, the 3 states of existence. Chatu disa, 4 quarters. Panchin indriyani, the 5 senses. Pancha indriyani. Sakata satani. Sakata satani. 100 cuts. Chatu satani. 400. Dwe sate sahasani. 200,000. Dwe sahasani. Okay, so compared to the earlier one is called samahara, right? So you only put in neuter singular. But here, under here, you change here also D. This is 3 also. But it's a neuter singular. But here 3 bawa. You can see now it is in plural. All right, it's already not more in singular, so it has plural here. Here also plural. Chatu disa also plural. Right, so here neuter singular. So here you put plural here, so you can see all the plural here. Okay, and the gender also different. So pancharani, all right, so we look at the easier one. Okay, pancharani, which gender? Ni is which gender?
Neuter.
Yeah, so okay, now you can see here neuter, plural.
Plural.
Okay, how about chatu satani, which gender?
Neuter also.
Neuter also, yes, it's plural here. Okay,
Plural.
so this one also plural. Yeah, neuter also plural. So you can see change already. Di bawa, should be masculine. All right, so it should be masculine. Chatu disa, I think is feminine. Yeah, feminine here. So now you can see the example why there are 2 different forms, right? Between the samahara, you have to put in neuter singular, and you have another form where you can be plural or other gender. All right. So that's why in Tipitaka, sometimes you can see two different way how they write it. Okay. So any question? You know, I move to the another one.
Yes, Saji, I'd like to ask a question. In
Yes.
the Kanda Sutta, we have this word, the two-legged one is called Dipadako, right?
Oh, Dipadako.
It's using Dipadako for
Yeah.
D for two lah.
Yeah, right. Yes.
Is it
D or due? Yeah.
or whether Dvipadako or Dipadako same lah? DI and DVI.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Let me check it can be same. There are many versions of for the you cannot fix on one Pali because sometimes Pali have a where is my things?
So it is considered just a variance.
Yeah, variants. There are many types of due or D. You had the due, sometimes you had the due also. Okay. So they had D pada. You're talking about D pada, right?
Yeah.
D padako. Yeah, right. So you have the D also from the word due.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So we have you can see there here D. Okay. Sometimes you have D here, but sometimes we also like word got tayo, right? So you have the due, you have the D. Like Malay word dua. Now you can see the word dua also coming from this due, right? Due become dua, right? You notice the sound is quite same. Due, dua. You have the D, due, all right? So there are different versions or different variants here. So here, this means that when you notice a digu, we are under this digu. Just remember there are two possible forms, either the samahara or asamahara. Okay, two forms. One is the first one is neuter singular, and another one is plural. It depends on the gender. This one is easier. Okay, now we come for adverbial. All right, just now we finished all the adjective already. All right, now this is I think, not so difficult. Yeah, it's kind of like adverb here. Okay, so we read together. All right, number 5. Adverbial compounds. Abai, awa. Remarks. Okay, these compounds have for first member and indeclinable. The abai bawa generally assumes the form of the acquisitive singular in M and is indeclinable. The final vowel of the last member is long A is replaced by other long vowels except A are shortened. Okay, number 1. For example, upa gam gam, upa gagayan, locative near the Ganges. Upa nagaram, upa nagaram, locative near the town. Upa gunam, plural, close to the cows. Anu rate, behind the chariot. Yawa jiwa, ablative, as long as life lasts. Ando pasadasa, within the palace. Anu wasam, year after year, every year. Anu garam, house after house, in every house. Yada balam, yada balena, according to one's power. Pati watam, accusative, against the wind. Alright. So there are some more here. So okay, we read all. Then the tiro, okay, tiro pabatam, pabatas tiro, across the mountains. Upari pabatam, pabatasa upari, upon the mountain. Pati sotam, sotasa pati loman, against the stream. Ado gangaya ado below the Ganges. Upawadu near his wife. Adik Kumari, the younger. Okay, so remember this talking about adverb here. So the Pali is called abayi bawa. So the first member is indeclinable, nipata. So normally here is like, now you notice that it's always the same thing, all right? It's always the singular here, but this is accusative. Just now it was also neuter singular. Now it's also singular form. Yeah. The first member is always indeclinable. So you can see the first member here. Okay, all these are the first one. All these are the first one. We call it indeclinable. So this means that all these anu, yawa, andu, adu, right? All these are indeclinable. The first member is you don't decline at all. And the final form is always the accusative singular, right? And indeclinable, this means that for this one, there's no like nominative, accusative, or whatever. You just use the word like it is, like upaganga, upaganga. So you don't decline with the mask. You don't decline in the other cases. So you just take it as it is. So we look at one example. Okay. So remember we are talking about this kind of like adverb type. So how many adverb we have? So we have an adverb of place, all right? We have the adverb of time. We have an adverb of manner. There are a few types of adverb, all right? So we look at this. So most likely you notice that most of them is talking about location, adverb of place. Like this talking about place. Near the town also place. This one also place. This one also place. So this is also place. This is also talking about place, right? And talking about time, So when I notice it's talking about this is time. All right. So year after there also time. Okay. So there are few example, but most example shown here is talking about the time, place here. So the first one, upa. So upa gangayam. Upa here is near. The meaning upa here is near. So near the Ganga. So here you put a locative. So when you put a locative, but when you combine, you put it as a accusative singular neuter. So you don't put the yam anymore. You drop all the yam and you put as a accusative singular here. Right? So upa also, but here you combine. Here locative, yeah, it's a location here, but it should be accusative case here. So anyway, you combine, you put the still with the negata sound. Right? So this one upagunam. So it just combine become upagu. Right? All right. So anyway, whatever happened, you just put the final one is always, you can see the final version is always with the same thing again, right? Most of the time is with the M nasal sound at the end. Okay. And here you notice most of them is the one you see is a prefix. How many prefix can you notice? You have how many prefix? Can you see here? Upa is prefix. Which one? Which one is prefix? Anu also prefix, right? Okay. So how many? Any other prefix you can see? So upa, anu, we got another one. Adi, all right? So these three are prefixes. And then the others are indeclinable. So yawa is indeclinable. Anto also indeclinable. Yada or pati. Pati is a prefix also. Right? So you got this also indeclinable. Right. So this one also indeclinable, yeah. Okay. So it's between the prefix and indeclinable. So by you combine, it becomes this abai bawa. Okay, so this one prefix. This one pati. Right. You have the pati. Pati also prefix. Pa also prefix. Okay, this one also prefix. Okay, so between the red color is a prefix, and then this one the is a nipata. Nipata is a undeclarable. All right. So ando you don't decline. You don't decline this one. Yada also you don't decline. All right. So but when you combine, it become the final version. Final version is all this. Okay. Okay. Any question here? This is called abayi bawa. So there's some more down there. Right? So anyway, it might be new knowledge for you all, but you just have to come across this few times. Right? So we have something down there. Okay. Now it shows two forms here. Okay, so we read number 2. All right. Sometimes, however,
However, the
the
case ending is
The
retained.
cases past
Cases
retained
Being
mostly
mostly
the ablative and the locative.
locative.
But
But
in most cases, the neuter form
neuter
is
form
also
is
met
also
with
met
for
with
the same
for the
compound.
same compound.
The
The
ablative
ablative
termination may be
retained
when
when the
indeclinable
indeclinable
is
is
pali,
pari,
apa,
bahi,
abahi,
yawa,
yawa, etc.
etc.
For example,
Example,
yawa, jiwa,
or
jiwa,
yawa, jiwang,
as
as
long as
long as
life
life
lasts.
lasts.
Apa
Apa
pabata or apa pabatam away from the
away
mountain.
from the mountains. Bahi
Bahi
gama
gama or bahi gamam
gamang
outside the
the
village.
village.
Abawaga or
or
apawagam to the highest state
to
of
the highest
existence.
state of existence.
Pura
Puranara,
Purarunam Puranam
Runang before daylight.
Pachabata
Pacha
or Pachabatam after meal.
Batam after
Tiro
meal.
Pabata
Tiro Pabate or Tiro Pabatang
Pabatam beyond or the
on
other
the
side
other
of the
side of the
mountain.
mountain.
Anto
Awichim
he locative
locative
in hell. Anutire
along
along
the
the bank.
banks.
Antara
Antarawa Vitiyang locative in the street. Bahi
Bahi
Saniyang
Saniyam locative outside
outside
the
the curtain.
okay.
Bahi.
Alright. So you notice here you also have the you also put the indeclinable here. So Yawa is indeclinable. Bahi also indeclinable. Yeah, you have the Pure. Pure also indeclinable most like Pacha also indeclinable. Tiro, Ando, right? Antara, Bahi, right? So you how many prefix is used here? So Apa is a prefix. Anu is a prefix, right? So it's using the pura, yeah, baba, okay. So here is most of the time using the indeclinable like yawa. Yawa, you put the jiwam. So yawa jiwa or yawa jiwam. So you notice there are two forms here. It's already mentioned here. Sometimes it still retain the final a, long a. Those and long a here is take it as ablative and locative. You can see long a here. All right. Yawa jiwa. So ablative or locative? Locative no, it's only this is ablative, all right? So this ablative only for this one. But which one is locative here? This one is locative here. This is put as locative here. Okay. So ablative, this one is ablative. This one is ablative. This is ablative here. This means that it keep the final long A sound, R sound. Okay. All right. So most of like just now is talking about place. So this is a place here. So it's an adverb of place. So apa papata, adverb of place away from mountain. Bahi gama, outside the village. This is also talking about place. This is also place. Abaga, apa, abawaga. This is also place. So tiro pabata, tiro pabatam. This is also talking about place. So ando awichimhi, also place. Anu tire. Anu is along, so along the bank. So antara witiyam. So this is the place here. So bahi saniyam. All right. So this most of things abai bawa here is a ever or place. So you also got time. Okay. So how many is the time here? So this is time. You know, yawa jiwa. Talking about time. Yawa jiwam. This is time here. Pura no pura pure anu aruna. Aruna is a dawn. So before daylight. So this is the time. So Pachabata. Pachabatam. This is also time. Okay. So it's talking about place and time here. So that's why it called Abai Bawa. Ever or place, ever or time. Also called ever or manner. Right. So most likely here it's just important is trying to tell you there are two possible form here. One form and two form. Okay. There are two forms possible here. All right. Any questions so far? It's okay if you have no question because it's you need some time to digest. Even when I study this with in our university, it really takes some time because we have to familiarize with the Pali words and then have to try to understand the grammar between they say the first member and second member, right? Anyway, you have the book, so if you can reprint out and study by yourself. Yes, so today we just go through here. So tomorrow, next week we are going through some more. This one is even more difficult about who be he. This one difficult spot. Even my teacher, when he explain, he will tell us, you all will have many doubts because it's not easy to understand this about who be he. This one is headache. Okay. No question, so we'll stop. This one I mean, if you got time, you try to study in advance. No? It's not easy. This one. All right. So today we already covered this abai bawa, the adverb is talking about adverb here, and we also talking about digu. Digu is the numbers. So that's why I call it the numeral compounds. When you put the numbers here like tilokam, chatu sacham, and so on, how you put the numbers, right? And then how you use the proper name here. Okay. And then the earlier one, we go for this nipata or the ku nipata with the ku sound, not nipata with the not sound, not become ana. So pa with the other pa or vi or ati or abi or something, all right? So all these are nipata. And then we will put this awadarana pupapada, where you put the ewa sound, put the ewa in between. This is ewa. So the earliest one we study is these two, all right? Upama, where you put the via sound in between, via word. This is just show the analogy. This one easy to understand. This one, the sambawana, where you need to put things like iti, evam, sankato. So this one is more difficult because first it's talking about very high idea. Okay. So anyway, these four you have to put in between for you to understand the full meaning of the compound. Okay. All right. So we stop here. So next week we will continue. All right. Because I think you all want. I think Jenny she doesn't want to learn the declension anymore. So it's something new idea, new knowledge for you all. Okay. All right. So I think most people are old one. Right. So okay. So we stop here. All right.
Thank you.
Next Friday I will do the Pali commentary. All right. So just now I sent the link to you all the Google Classroom. So I'll try to put some notes there and see how we can use this Google Classroom. See whether it's useful or not. Okay. So you all can join. Okay, that's all. Okay, see you all next week. Okay, bye.
Thank you, Venerable Sayagi. Sadhu,
Thank you,
sadhu,
Sayagi.
sadhu.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See
Thank
you all
you.
next
Take
week.
care. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, bye-bye.